What an episode I have in store for you today. I have a former Liverpool goalkeeper coach that's now working out in Saudi with Ettifaq. I have John Achterberg.
He said to me, I like it and I want you to come back, but you cannot take the players out if they run at you. You just kick it as far as you can, because when they run like 100 miles an hour, I just
took it round them
and just pass it like we do in Holland. You have to show in pre-season that you're fit. I said, we can go outside now. I can kick the ball to the other side of the goal. I can dive top corner, bottom corner. I said, okay, no problem. So I phoned Chester. So I agreed 2-year contract with Chester. Oh, you think Liverpool is the best club in the world, so you need to find the best goalie. So I was looking in every league.
This leads on to then you signing Alisson.
Yeah, he's one, but there's a lot of goalies I suggest that we didn't get.
Of course, yeah.
And Noy was one of them.
Was he? Yeah.
In 2013 was the first game I watched Ali.
2013?
When Ali come to us, and I said to Ali, you need to improve your left foot. So he said, John, I spoke to Shani in Brazil. I don't need my left foot. I said, yeah, Ali, that is Brazil.
What a save from Mark Howard.
We're thrilled to be working with Hotel Wrexham and the brand new Ettifaq pub, who are proudly sponsoring this episode. Formerly known as Holt Lodge, the hotel has been completely transformed into something incredible. Whether you're looking for accommodation, planning an event, or just want to enjoy some great dining, Hotel Wrexham and the Ettifaq have it all, no matter the occasion. If you haven't visited yet, take this as your sign to do so. For more details on how to book, please head over to www.hotelwrexham.com or to their Instagram, which is @hotel_Wrexham. Hello everyone, welcome back to Yours, Mine Away podcast with me, Mark Howard. What an episode I have in store for you today. I have a former Liverpool goalkeeper who's currently goalkeeper coach that's now working out in Saudi with Ettifaq, with Steven Gerrard's team. You all know him from Liverpool because he helped sign Alisson, an unbelievable goalkeeper coach, and I'm very honoured that he's come on the show today. I have John Achterberg. Did I get the pronunciation good?
It's not bad.
Yeah, not too bad.
You're not the worst one anyway.
Yeah,
so it's
thank
all
you
good.
very much. Thank you so much for coming on, John. It's an absolute honour to have you on.
Yeah, I always think it's fun to talk about goalkeepers and stuff, and no problem. It's fun to do so.
Yeah, we'll crack straight into the Saudi talk. How is it living out there? How is the standard of goalkeeping?
Yeah, it's a challenge in the start of the season because it's between 40 and 50 degrees and humidity is like 75% or something like that, so it's crazy hot, but I think I prepared all right over the summer. I was working in the US in the sun doing coaching, so I was ready for it probably. Although when you're there, you think, oh, that's not so cool. But, you do the same kind of training. So the boys are working really hard. And, yeah, it's not easy also to play games in that. It's crazy. They have to stop. Well, they have make 2 water breaks. But as soon as there's a foul or someone is on the floor 5 minutes, then
everyone's back over getting water.
Drinking, yeah. So, but if you say, you do the warm-up and you're sweating for sure till half-time, get the dry T-shirt, and the second half, you just you start sweating again. Yeah. So it's you cannot explain it, but now it cools down. It's 27 at the moment, so it's good to do, and we training now in the daytime. Then you train, you play and train at 7 till 9 in the night, but it's still like 40 plus degrees, so the humidity is still the same.
Still through the roof. Your tan's looking brilliant though.
Yeah, no, you get that as well. Obviously, I have a bit of routine.
Yeah. Go
in the gym in the morning at 8, do my own stuff, then have an hour on the pool, and then get ready for training. And you couldn't last, especially till October, more than an hour, and sometimes less, because you just burning too crazy.
What is in Saudi, obviously, the standard of the goalkeeping like? You said off air that they're a little bit smaller in height and a little bit thinner.
Yeah, no, obviously I started in the pre-season and I had 3 young goalies. One was the third goalie, 2 came from the academy, and we were starting to sign. The plan was to sign a new number 1, a new number 2, and a new number 3 to start. So I had, as soon as I knew about I was going there, I looked to all the first and the second league in Saudi. Any goalkeeper who was above 184, and there's not too many, and anyone who played in the last 2 years.
Yes.
So I didn't look at goalies who didn't play any games, and I didn't look any goalie who was 175 because there's quite a few from them as well. So I made it like a small list and said, okay, if we can get this one or that one, it will work. Obviously, we wanted to get a European goalie. We got Rodek from Fulham.
Yeah.
But everything was not organized. So we started with the 3 goalies, and then you have to assess quick what they can and what they can't do. So first of all, you try them to learn normal diving, not spinning, and control the legs, because they swing the legs forward, which means the top body goes back, all that. So kicking, try to hit the target was difficult, and you try to work on that. Left foot kicking was not existing, so we had a big net, so we start just kicking balls into the net just to start off and, making the next step. So that's what you do. And next to that, they obviously also weak, so you need to
physically put demands on them.
So we get them in the gym. We had the gym on the hotel, and so they did double sessions that way. If we had double training, then they had even the gym before or in the middle to basically kick on, and they all responded well and making big steps. But again, you have to assist if you fancy for him to play or not to play. And in the end, we took the one goalie from the academy. Told the club, I said, he's playing for the national team under 21. I said, we can make him. We don't have to buy the number 3 goalie. We just use him. I think he will be all right for us as a number 3. So, and then the guy who was the number 3 the year before but had a lot of injuries, I said, okay, we can send him out because we can only have 3 on the list. And let him develop. But obviously he went along to the 2nd division but not playing, so it's difficult to see what will happen with that one. And then the other one was really small. Technical, not too bad, but you would never fancy him in a goal. And I spoke to him about that, and he said, because I asked him, how do you see your career? Because I can tell you what I think, but how you want to do it. I said, because maybe you can become a goalie coach, but in Saudi,
might do well,
but obviously the problem is the payment is really bad in that situation. So, and then he said to me, my friend is a goalie and he's playing in the 2nd division and he is the same size as me, so I'm confident. I said, that's no problem. I said, that's good. If you feel like that, then I will help you. And hopefully you can find a club, because obviously when the contract will be finished, you won't be probably staying here and the manager don't see you playing here in the first team, and I don't think the same.
Of course.
And I'm pretty open and honest, because I don't want to make false hope to them. And, and I help him in training, and he is working hard, and all is good.
Yeah, good. How's Rodek doing?
Rodek is doing good. He's been tested too much, really. Maybe 1 or 2 goals could have done better, but overall he's probably one of our better players. But he's also, a lot...
Huge experience as well.
Yeah, he's a lot tested. But we wanted a goalie who is pretty all round, and he can do everything. Can kick, pass, and left foot, right foot. He's decent shot stopper, deals with crosses. So that's what we wanted, and that's what I looked for. Similar what we tried to create at Liverpool, really. So I'm happy with him, and obviously we need to win more games. That is in the end the idea, because if you don't win, then it's not fun.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, normal. Right, I've got a couple of quickfire questions. Favorite goalkeeper kit colour?
Oh, I was always in black.
Yeah, everyone keeps saying black.
Yeah,
it's a recurring theme here.
Yeah,
it's just nice. It looks smart. Doesn't it? You play it short or kick it long?
Yeah, when you're in Tranmere, you had to kick it.
Kick it long. I was going to say that. When you played,
I had to kick it. I was kicking it probably 18 to 18. It was always, we had won a long throw. Challenger throws the ball from the halfway line in the box, and I kicked it every free kick in our half.
Get them up the pitch.
And the second ball, and it was hard to play against, and that's how we had success with that. But in Holland, it was more playing with the feet, and I had to adapt to when I came here.
Who was your goalkeeping idol?
We just met him here.
Big Nev.
But Nev was, when I was in Holland, I always, when you saw him play, you liked his style. And also in Holland, we had Van Breukelen at that time, you know. That's when you are younger, really. Then you come to Tranmere, and Nev is the goalie coach.
Yeah.
So that was pretty fun, and it's cool to see him after all them years back, you know. And catch up. So yeah, I didn't tell him that that was the case, but it was like that really.
Who do you think's the best goalie in the world right now?
I think he's at Liverpool. I think.
Yeah,
but
I think you have to say this as well.
No, but I can say it now. Yeah. When I was there, I always would say other people can decide. There's a few good ones, but I always thought he is the best. But I think also it's disrespectful that he has not been called up for the best 10 goalies, even if he is a small injury or not.
Yeah.
It's like Neuer, he has been for this period the best in the world, and I think Ali is that.
100% agree with you. Yeah.
But some experts who are dealing with the goalie of the year obviously have a different or have never played in goal or never see a game. So, but that's my personal opinion.
Yeah. I've got one more question, and I ask this to everyone, but it's the last minute of a game, and as a goalkeeper, you can save a penalty and you win the game, or you can go up and score a goal.
We've been in a positioning now to win with Ali's goal.
Oh, I remember that header.
A very important game, an emotional game, but for me, as long as we win the game and have the right outcome, what I need, So,
it's the best way of answering it.
Yeah.
Right, let's start from your early memories. What made you be a goalkeeper?
My dad was a goalie, but I think he was 13 when he had to start working because no money in the house, so he went on the boats.
Yeah.
But then he was telling when they have somewhere, they ship somewhere and they play with the team football, he went in goal. But he was in goal in a high level amateur team, but obviously could not carry on because he had to earn money. So then when I started outfield playing, and obviously we had no goalie when I was 10, I think. So from 8 to 10 I was playing, and from 10 I said, okay, I'll go in goal then, and that's how it went really. And then we had a youth team where there was 24 teams, different ages.
Yep.
And I play my own team in goal, and every other team
outfield
anywhere. I played anywhere where I could play outfield, striker, whatever. It doesn't matter. If they had one short, I was there to play, and I played with 10 also on the 14 or on the 15, didn't matter, know. And that's how it ended up being a little bit of everything.
Just trying to get as much football in as possible.
Yeah, and on a Sunday I did the same. The team had the youth played on a Saturday in the team, and the other ones on Sunday. So I think I played in the senior on the 5th level senior team.
Yeah.
With 12 when they had only 9 players, so I played just to make the numbers. And that was possible that days as well. And obviously I was training with the first team. We has no goalies in the training, and I was 12. I was standing in the goal with the senior ones, and with 14 I was playing in the first team of my local team. So I was basically, if the club opens, I was there. So I was a bit crazy, and that will happen a little bit through everything I did really up until now.
And then getting scouted originally. So obviously you said you was playing so much football. Yeah. How did it turn out that you end up getting scouted in the Netherlands?
I was obviously with 14. You in the first team, so that goes in the paper and stuff like that. And then I end up being for the regional team called up, and then the regional team normally gets the players from the professional clubs. My local team, Utrecht, only started with on the 18s at that time. They had no on the 9s and stuff because they were founded by 3 different clubs, and that was not allowed at the time. So so obviously then I was on the point playing there in the first team, and then I got asked by the highest local team who played in the 3rd division, and and another team outside Utrecht. And then obviously Utrecht asked me to. So the guy who was the team manager of the under 18s, he worked with my dad in the post after he finished with the boat, and he went to ask him, what he should do with me bringing to the team in Utrecht or go to the other way. And then I think he organized for in the end to come in for a trial.
Yep.
So I was training with the trialist group for half a year, and then they asked me to train with the under 18s because they still needed the goalie for the under 18s. They had already signed one, and then obviously they decided after 3-4 weeks training that they want to sign me as the second goalie for the under 18s. So that's how it went.
History, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, I want to talk to you about moving over to England and playing for Tranmere.
Yeah.
You end up amassing a lot of games for Tranmere after playing for NAC Breda and FC Eindhoven.
Yeah.
How did you find the transition to England?
Mentality-wise, it fitted me because I always want to be the best and want to be better than anyone and doing more and more in training and stuff. So that fitted all right. I had to go on trial. I came back from a bad injury. I told Eindhoven I was not resigning there because the standard was bad and I didn't like the professionalism of the players. I was always before that in the highest league and the players were better, so I couldn't handle that. So there was no chance in Holland. Everything is filled up, and then had a trial on Tranmere because obviously Tranmere wanted to sign Simonsen to Everton.
Yep.
So yeah, obviously Nev was there. I do the training. 2 weeks I was on trial, played 2 reserve games. I think we won 2 games or drew 1-0 and win 1-0.
Oh, brilliant.
And made 2 penalty saves in each game, won. And I was fit because I was in the preseason at the Premier League team to get fit, and they made us run like crazy and train hard. So I was really fit, and and I said to the agent who organized it, said if they don't want a goalie, then if they do need a goalie, then they cannot because it was everything was good, and you see the players also how they react and stuff. So Aldo was the manager. And he said to me, I like you and I want you to come back. He said, but you cannot take the players out if they run at you. You just kick it as far as you can. Because when they run 100 miles an hour, I just took
it around them
and just pass it like we do in Holland.
Yeah.
So he didn't want that. So I had to adapt to that. And and then obviously he signed me. Therefore the goalie coach, and Kevin Sheedy was the assistant.
Yeah.
So not bad guys, because you know them from the TV before, and then you working with them, so that was cool.
You've got an unbelievable relationship with the fans at Tranmere, haven't you?
Yeah, they like me.
Yeah,
I guess, but I don't know, maybe because the way I am. And probably. Yeah. And I always, I entertain with speaking to everyone. If they speak to me, I speak back. I learned that in Holland, the fans pay for your salary, if you like, so you should not be big-headed and dismiss that, and you should be humble to them. And I think that's what I always did, and maybe that was something like that.
Definitely, I think that obviously the relationship that you built with them is because you were open, you're honest, and you showed respect.
Yeah, but you want to win as well.
Yeah.
That's the other side to it, and you fight for that, and that was always in me.
Yeah. Obviously, you spent quite a long time at Tranmere. Like I said, you played over 300 games, and you transitioned there from player to player coach as well. Was that? Did you want to carry on playing for longer, or was it the club's decision or your decision?
I mean, I was already go back to Holland. I was already coaching when I was 24. I did the whole academy at Eindhoven. I did an amateur team, the whole academy, and the senior goalies. So I always thought I want to be a goalie coach after football. And so when I went to Tranmere, I already started pretty early to do a goalkeeping day, but then we had a chairman, she didn't like that I was doing it, so I stopped at that point. But from about 32, I started to do the academy. and doing goalkeeping schools in Northwest Wales. I had one in Flint Town, one in Birkenhead, and one in Liverpool, and I did my own scouting for Tranmere because there's no scouts, no money. So I bought my own balls, my own floodlights to get them training outside, and creating goalkeepers there, and quite a lot made a half decent level from there as well in the end. So yeah, I was 38, and I think the last 4 or 5 years I was more number 2 player, coaching the goalies. Obviously, we had Danny Coyne. He came back. We had Joe Hart on loan, and a few others, and yeah, I worked with them, and I did both. So 38, I was running out. Tranmere said they didn't want because I think on 36 I did my PCL, and then I did it, I think, in February or something like that, and they didn't want to give me a new contract, and so I said, yeah, but why not? I said, yeah, you have to show in pre-season that you're fit. I said, we can go outside now. I can kick the ball to the other side of the goal. I can dive top corner, bottom corner, so
You can still do it, yeah.
And I said, no, you have to. I said, okay, no problem. So I phoned Chester. And I said, you need a goalie. So I agreed 2-year contract with Chester. And I basically went there, signed it. But they tried me ring. They heard that I was going there. So they ring me. And I just blanked them. I just go. So sign the contract, go back. And then I said, yeah, try me. I've been on the phone. I said, yeah, they can. They treat me like that.
Yeah.
And, I was there already 9 years. But also, the supporters started a petition there.
Because you're due testimonial 1 more year, yeah.
Yeah, so, and they said, if they don't want him, he deserves it because of everything he did and whatever. So people started, and then she felt on the threat about that, I think. And then they obviously came and said, yeah, you have to ring Chester because I signed there already. So then obviously they reverse it, and I signed 2 years, but more player coach.
Yeah.
And then I carried on, and 38, then obviously Ronnie Moore didn't want me to carry on playing. Yeah. And then they offered me a job to be a goalie coach for the academy and the first team on money where you could not live on.
Impossible to do, yeah.
So they really didn't want me then.
Yeah.
I thought that was my feeling, but I already had the job from Liverpool, but they didn't know that. So then I said, no, I'm going to Liverpool anyway, so it's all good.
Yeah. So then you went over to Liverpool and you did their academy and reserves, didn't you, at first?
Yeah, the first year I started, I was basically Savi Valero and Benitez. Or Benitez gave me the contract, but Savi obviously wanted to get me there to oversee the academy and then relay back to him, and then obviously make sessions for the whole academy for every age group and stuff like that, and do the reserves team.
Yeah.
And yeah, they left after 1 year, and then obviously I had to start the pre-season. Samuel Lee rang me, he said, John, there's no goalie coach. And Roy is coming in, and if you can start with us on Monday. I said, yeah, no problem. I said, I'm in the US now, but I can come home today if you want.
Yeah.
It's no problem. He said, no, just come Monday. I said, okay. So started there. That's how it went.
And that's how you then you got the first team job full time pretty much.
Yeah, but yeah, it went like this. Obviously, Roy said to me, after 2 weeks you will go back.
Yeah.
Because my own goalie coach, Mike Kelly, comes from Fulham. I said, yeah, it's no problem. All is good. So starting, Mike Kelly didn't come. I had to go on pre-season camp in Austria. Then on the way back, he said, John, I like your work. I want to keep you, and then you can work with Mike together. I said, yeah, that's no problem. So that's what happened. And obviously they didn't make it longer than 4 months maybe or something like that. Then Kenny comes in, and obviously Rainer was the goalie then, and Kenny said to Rainer, do you want to bring your own goalie coach? Then we try to make it happen. So Pep wanted to bring Ochit Reina back from Valencia because he was the goalie coach before him.
Yep.
Obviously Spanish. He didn't want to come back because he was the national team Valencia, and obviously probably the weather he didn't like too much.
Of course.
And then Pep said, no, then I want to keep John because I like his work, and I'm happy with that. And the rest is history. And from that moment, I say. So then I did the first team and the academy for the next 3-4 years, basically.
Did you do all of it? Yeah.
Yeah, so it was long days, 8 to 8.
Yeah.
Did the morning training
So
of
would
the
you do
first
that
team
evenings with the kids as well?
till 8 o'clock, and then if we played Saturday, I did Sunday, the academy, did the warm up with the goalies, watched the games, and then went home.
It took over your life then.
That was and I tell you now, I was also when I came home watching all the goalies
All the
because
clips.
because I thought if I'm the goalie coach of Liverpool, I have to find the best goalie existing.
Yep.
What can be a Liverpool goalie? Because you think Liverpool is the best goalie club in the world, so you need to find the best goalie. So I was looking in every league, what are the best goalies, and finding goalies, and then
This leads on to then you signing Alisson, obviously.
he's one, but there's a lot of goalies I suggest that we didn't get.
Of course, yeah.
And Noy was one of them.
Was he? Yeah.
Before he went to Bayern.
Wow.
So, but then Kamoli was there, and he said, yeah, but he's going to Bayern. And then I said, okay. I said, Handanovic at Udinese, I think he can play for us because, I saw him play for the national team against Ireland, and, same physique, so he can deal with crosses, and he can play all right, and he can make saves. But he didn't like him, he said, but also probably they have not the money. If you think back, they didn't want to invest the money. That's how it went. So with Brendan, obviously, they wanted to replace Reina. I said the closest to Reina will be Ter Stegen, but he is at Borussia Mönchengladbach. He didn't say nothing. Then Norwich plays pre-season against Borussia Mönchengladbach, and the manager of Norwich, Houghton, it was, I think.
Chris Houghton.
Chris Houghton. He rang Brendan and he said, I saw a goalie, he will like it. And it was obviously him, but obviously he then went to Barca. So but so I did the homework always, and I said, okay, this one will be okay, this one okay, but you always say limited to what the club
what's possible
can afford and what not. So that's how you had to work.
Yeah.
We signed Simon. I had the choice because
what a keeper.
They wanted to sign a goalie for out of the Premier League.
Yes.
And obviously the Fenway, they say you need to sign a goalie below 26.
Yep.
There was 3 goalies. There was Bergerfit, Simon, and Tim Krul. Oh, wow. So it was easy to say for me, Tim Krul, because I'm Dutch and he is Dutch.
Yeah.
But I looked at all 3 goalies and I thought, okay, what would be the best one? And I thought out of them 3 that Simon was the best one in the way we wanted to do things. And I think still till today that was the right
was a
choice.
Great choice, yeah.
Although, he didn't get always the credit, and he got a lot of negativity in that time as well.
Yeah. Do you think that was just a period that Liverpool were going through, though?
I think it's a bit of to do with everything, we didn't have the players who want to play from the back.
Yeah.
So, and Brandon wanted to play from the back. So, you're waiting for... Simon was then too literally waiting for someone to make the offer, and then got them a few times in trouble.
Yep.
And then it looks like hesitating, and then the people jumps on it and stuff. But I know if when he left, he played with Belgium against England on Wembley, and he's playing the ball in the sea, clipping the ball over the striker.
Playing to 10, yeah.
Because he could do it, and he was a decent shot stopper. The only thing sometimes, obviously, he had like 4 or 5 really good games, and then he had one really bad game. And I always used to say because I got a lot of negativity as well, and I said, I can understand you want the best goalie in the world. I said, but you can tell me in 5 seconds, probably 10 top clubs in the world, but how many goalies can you give me in 5 seconds? I said, you cannot go more than 5.
Yep.
I said, but Barcelona want to sign it, Real Madrid want to sign it, Bayern München, Paris Saint-Germain, Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester City, Man United, so we're all fighting for the same. And then you need to have someone who wants
to pay the money, yeah.
So that's how it goes,
Yeah, of course. And then, so I do want to talk about you signing, being part of the Alisson signing.
Yeah.
How many years or how many months before had you already been watching him? Had things in place?
That was pretty long time.
Yeah, I can imagine it was, but I'd love to hear about.
We signed him in 2019, I think.
I think it was, yes.
And
For 67.
we lost the final in 18 and then 19.
That was
So
right.
in 2013 was the first game I watched Ali.
2013.
Yeah, that was he played for International.
Yeah.
So yeah, how it went was obviously we had Dhoni as the number 2 goalie for 1 year, and you know obviously relations with all the goalies was good because, and Dhoni was actually number 1 goalie when he came to us. You know, and I give them also the feeling he was a number 1 goalie.
Yeah.
I know Pep was always the number 1 to play,
Yeah.
but I didn't treat Dhoni as a number 1, and I worked really a lot on him to improve a little bit the speed for the English game with the feet and stuff like that, and he really liked that. Obviously, he had a big problem with the heart, so I had to retire after 1 year. But I stayed in touch, so I said, is there any good goalies in Brazil? So he said, yeah, everyone talks about Alisson at International, so I watched the first game and I like it. And if I like the goalie, I keep watching it. And that's what I always did. So, you know, we needed to sign next to Simon, another goalie. And I said, and we, don't forget, I always had to look for keepers who are going to be out of contract or maybe 1 year left because that was the philosophy.
Yeah.
So I said to the club, yeah, Neto is at Fiorentina, play Europe. You know, he's a good goalie. He's finishing the contract in the end of the season at Fiorentina. That was already in the summer. So we were going to try to sign Neto.
No way.
So we went. The problem was when we went to Neto's house, that was in January, and Neto already signed for Juventus. So they
just too late. Yeah.
So, but he still wanted to come to us.
Yeah.
But we had to then go
And
to
arrange.
and try to get him off Juventus. So that didn't happen. So then we end up with Bogdan in the end.
Yes.
Because there was not much left on the
Yeah.
list who have some experience, Premier League, some international experience, can be a number 2 in the Hope.
Yeah.
And so when Klopp come in, we obviously Bogdan didn't do 1 or 2 things too good. He said we need another goalie to challenge Simon. Actually, and you come back on Neto, and I said, yeah, Neto is still a good goalie.
Yeah.
I think, you know, obviously he is not playing at Juve, so maybe we can get him.
Yeah.
And then he went obviously to Barca and stuff. But when we go to meet him at that same time with the Brazilian, I think he's Brazilian agent, and he's Stefano is his name, and he said, I have another good goalie, and that's Ali. That's Alisson. I said, yeah, I know he is a good goalie. I said, I like him, but the problem is he has no AU passport, so there's no chance we can actually sign him because obviously he's not in the national team.
Yeah.
So the next year, Ali went to AS Rome.
Yeah.
But he goes there because Szczesny is the number 1. He's on loan from Arsenal.
Yeah.
So I watch every game Ali is playing in the cups. So and then in the pre-season, we play Rome in a friendly. So the boss said to me, yeah, he is a good goalie. I said, yeah, I told you about him.
For years.
I like him. So, but obviously he is at the moment the number 2.
Yeah.
The year after, he become the number 1. Szczesny go to Juve and he become the number 1. And then you keep watching. And then obviously we had the situation with Karius and with Simon. And we brought Danny Ward back as well, who is actually a decent goalie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, then obviously, yeah, that's... we want to sign in the end, after the final... The boss think we spoke already to Ali's agent in January about the situation, but the season we started in the pre-season with the normal 3 goalies. Simon was away with the national team, so he was off, and we start with Karius and with Danny.
Yeah.
But the first pre-season games went not good, and then
Is this off the back of the Champions League final where Karius obviously made a couple of mistakes? So he's come back to pre-season, and you're giving him a chance in pre-season, but it's just not quite.
No, it was basically we played.
Still affecting him.
I don't know how it affected, but in the Chester game he did a warm up and he let a really bad one in, and someone filmed it behind the goal and put it on the Twitter. So every time.
Okay.
Then we played Tranmere. He let the ball come in. Wardy was not ready in the pre-season, and we wanted to sign a player from France who failed his medical, but that player was 65 million.
Yeah.
So if that player would have come, there was no money.
No money, yeah.
But then obviously when this happened after the Tranmere game, and then the boss said, we need to really get the goalie, because we cannot carry on like this, and then everything. And then I said to the boss, well, we have to be quick now, because Chelsea will sell Courtois, and they will probably also sign him, because he is probably the best one we can get.
Yeah.
So obviously we signed him before.
Yep.
They sell Courtois, and
they sell Courtois, and then they buy Kepa.
Yeah, but the week after us, But I asked Ali, and Ali said, they wanted me as well. Right. But the boss is really good, because he rings Ali and says, we want you here and stuff, and that's how it went. And the rest is probably history on that. No.
What is Ali like to work with?
Yeah, it's crazy good. No.
Yeah, that's obviously my friend Andy Lonergan worked with you at the same time.
Yeah.
He just said that his power in his legs is just phenomenal.
Speed and power. So if he missed just a cross, he can still speed up, and he can. His power in reactions is crazy good.
And he has a great mentality as well.
I know he trains always hard. But to be fair, Simon before he was working crazy hard in training, but Simon also was in the gym always, and he was professional. Yeah. So all the goalies drive from that. No, we had at that time also already Grabara and Kelleher, who were both 17, and I always take them with me, so they learning from them what they see in front. No, Simon was every day in the gym working hard, was
eating everything right, doing everything right,
counting the nuts what he can have in his food. Crazy, too much I think, but but it shows to the other boys a perfect way as well. No, so. But I also had some talks to goalies, like how they have to do things off the field, how they have to create the best thing for them on the field and off the field. And I think that stuck with them as well, and for sure helped them.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kelleher coming through now as well. You was obviously part of his development.
Yeah.
What do you think of Kelleher?
Speed reaction is crazy as well.
He's fast, isn't he? Really fast across his line.
But you could not predict if them two play in the game on a five-a-side who is going to win the game.
Right, okay.
That's, if you see sometimes Kelleher, if there was like 1v1 situation, they go past the player and he's already there, so there was nothing to hit because he was already there to win the ball. And they both really, Ali is unbelievable good in that as well. And for sure, Kelleher looked at him and learned a lot of it as well. But we had Grabara and Kelleher at the same time.
That's incredible, that.
Obviously.
How do you manage a unit that good?
To make the right pathway for both, for sure. And I tell you how it went. So actually, Grabara came from the club recruitment. They said, I think it was Barry Hunter. He got a call that City wanted to sign him. So they sent me. They give me one game, and I watched one game, and I thought I need to see 2-3 games now. So I watched it in that same afternoon, and I said, we need to sign him because we can make him a goalie for sure. Yeah. So they signed him. They got him up. I did a presentation with him. This is what I want. How are you
going to get better?
You come here. I'll put you in the 18s to start. But as soon as I think you are ready to train with me, I'll bring you and you will train with me.
Yeah.
Kelleher was on a trial with Man United, and one of the coaches went to watch him and he said I liked him, so we bring him on trial, to Liverpool. So I went on a Thursday night to watch the training, and he looked mobile, technical not very good, but he moved very well. So I thought, okay, the technique we can always improve. He was not tall. He was, maybe 6 foot. And I thought, okay, if he's 6 foot, we can always, he doesn't cost nothing, because for Krabar we pay 200,000.
Yeah.
But if we had to pay 200, 300,000 for him, we would have not done it because he was.
You didn't know if he was going to project his height.
Exactly, we didn't know if he was going to be tall enough. But because he moves like that, we thought, okay, in the worst scenario, we become a training goalie.
Yeah.
But the technical stuff we can all do, and Kelleher was only 30,000. So, but then we had to fight with Villa, and so it took quite a bit of time before he came. And in the end, he decided to come to us. So Grabara starts first game. I put him in the reserves against Burnley. He was maybe 1 week with us. I just put him in and said, "Come on." But he made a bad mistake. He was crying. He said, "Don't worry about it. I put you in there just to learn. Learn the game. It all goes quicker than what you come from. I understand all that. Be calm." And then one of the coaches said, "Oh, he would never play again for us." But a month later, we played Burnley in a friendly again in the reserves, and I put him in again, and he did well. But he came maybe after half a year, start training with me. Kelleher maybe a month after he came for the first time, I bring him as well. Then I spoke to Kelleher and I said, "I really like what you show me." I said, "But if I play tomorrow against Stoke," I said, "I'll have to take Camille because he is already 194 and he is more matured."
Yes.
I said, "But I also tell you," I said, "with your capabilities, I think you can overtake him by next year."
Yeah.
So we get them all both together, and it's a nice competition. We send them in the gym to improve everything, and they were basically the number 4 and 5, and they keep improving. Then obviously we got the chance to send Camille out to Aros. And obviously he improved there. Then obviously Kelleher came through, and basically you see his ability, so you think, okay, but we need to make Camille is unbelievable good as well.
Yeah.
But if Kelleher fitted better in the way we play because he's mobile and can play with the feet better, where Camille improved a lot. He could in the end kick left foot and right foot, but not as perfect, but brave as a lion and come for crosses and can defend the goal really crazy good as well. So you have to make him a career. So we sent him to Huddersfield the next year after the RS. That didn't go well. He got injured with his head. They decided to take another one. So he lost a half year playing, and then the year after, I think we sold him to, or we sent him back to Denmark, and then obviously we sold him to Copenhagen now for 3 million or something like that. And Kelleher obviously keep making the next steps. And on one stage, I said to him, I don't want to say much, but you're better than De Gea. The only difference is he's playing every week, and you haven't got that yet. Yeah. But your speed reaction and your technical ability is well better than him.
That's crazy.
And I'm not proving too much wrong up until now.
Yes.
And hopefully he keep doing that. And and then we had also the problems like, okay, because we didn't send him out on loan. We wanted to send him out on loan, but then obviously the COVID started, and we said, we cannot send him because we cannot leave ourselves short if one or two break down. Yeah. We need cover, so we kept him. And that year, obviously, we were not. Adrian had a few issues with the games and stuff, and Kelleher was already better in the training every day. And then obviously we needed to make a decision. We talked with all the coaches, with the boss, and thought, okay, he's every day better in training. we might as well give him a chance and see if it happens. And
Yeah.
obviously then we changed Adrian, who is a really unbelievable guy, works his balls off, and he's also a decent goalie.
Very good goalie as well.
Yeah, so we changed it and we put Kelleher in the game against Ajax for the Champions League, and we had to win the game, and we won 1-0.
It's crazy, isn't it?
And then obviously, he did well, and he got more chances to play, and obviously the League Cup things, and last year, and then on one stage we were obviously Kelleher wants to be the number one, and we are there, and I said to the boss, I said, we cannot just let him go, because we need someone, if Ali is not there, we need someone to be able to win us a game. We need to win trophies, so
you need them both,
and there's not someone to get to do this.
To do that,
And I said, Kepa costs 56 million, and he is better than Kepa.
Yeah.
You cannot let him go for 10 million, because you cannot get a goal you can do the job for 10 million.
Yeah.
So it was shit, but he could not go at that moment, and the club obviously made the right choice for us, and in the end he played also a lot of games. And the
Is it
rest
difficult
is
to manage that?
It's not difficult to manage, because I treat them, like I said, all the same.
With respect and honesty.
You know what I'm saying? And Queeve is a humble guy as well, and he obviously see Ali as well, and and he was always calm as well. He's not losing his head. We all try to help Queeve. Obviously, the boss said, there was one moment where Ali had no game for 2 weeks, and we always said that the League Cup is his game. But then we play Arsenal in the semi-final, and Ali didn't play 2 weeks. So the boss said to me, John, we need to give Ali a game, because he needs to
stay sharp.
And he said, it's a bit difficult, because we told him that he is the guy for the cup. So obviously I have to tell Queeve the situation, and said, listen, the boss also said, if he plays today, but the next game when we play Arsenal away, you're back in the game, and if we win, we go to final. You obviously play the final. So I think we drew at home 0-0, and we won away with Queeve in goal. I think 3-1 or something like that. So we went to the final. But some managers would put the best.
Still put Ali back in.
And a lot of supporters will saying, you have to play Ali because he's the best. But obviously, we stick to that. And you know what was really cool? Because I make a wall with all the goalies in Liverpool history who win major trophies. So there's about 14 goalies on. And Ali said to me, John, it'd be cool if he will be on. So it's crazy good, though.
That's amazing,
So that was fun.
That just shows how good the goalies and the people are.
Yeah, so they all treated each other. But I also have to say, for Adrian was not easy. And I said to Adrian, Adrian, I know you've been put from number 2 to 3. I said, but we want you here next year as well. Your contract is finished, but I tell you now, we want to keep you here because you're a really good guy, you're a good goalie, and we need 3 good goalies.
Yeah.
So, and obviously he stayed, I think, 2-3 more years then.
Yeah.
So he actually offered him the last season to stay, but then obviously he got an offer to go back home and a long contract. So,
it's a no-brainer.
For him was good as well.
The final bit I wanted to ask you about. Obviously, John, you've played through a lot of the goalkeeping history, and also you've seen the evolution of goalkeepers. You're saying like you watched Neuer when he was younger, and Ter Stegen and Ali. Obviously, goalkeepers slightly evolved into the sweeper keeper, doing more in a game. Now they're like an outfield player in goal. What do you think's next?
First of all, I want to say is, in Holland it was already, we were coaching the goalies like being an outfield player, because when I was, I think, 12 or 14, the rule changed or something like that. So you're already
playing,
and I was sweeping. That's why I ended up being a Tranmere, because all they wanted to press high, and I was Superman making tackles on the end circle,
That was normal,
So, but I was also in that way teaching my goalies. So there's nothing changed in that. And I always teach them to be able to kick left foot and right foot, because you need that, especially in England.
Yeah.
And that was a funny thing, because when Ali come to us, and I said to Ali, I said, I watch a lot of games. I said, but we need to improve your left footer. I said, because, you know, you need to be able to kick left foot. So he said, John, I spoke to Shani in Brazil, and he told me, I have always an outlet with my right foot. I don't need my left foot. I said, yeah, Ali, that is Brazil. In England, the game is 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You will see that if they press you like that, there's no chance you be able to go and find a way with the right foot, because if the ball is on your left foot, they close your right foot and you can only kick it left foot.
Yeah.
So he realized that as well. And you have to, quick thinking, quick movement, quick reactions, quick decision making, you know, knowing and reading situations. So you cannot do that on 5 miles an hour. And I think that is, and you see already some clubs getting a second goalie coach for that as well, you know. And so I already did, looking at the game, if there's like a team doing cutbacks, you making exercise in that week, cutbacks, so you making the goalie think, okay, they looking to this. No, that's not that difficult, no. And they say, there's a lot. Now they say, there's a lot of shots from the angle. That's always been there. And I always train shots from the angle, because you need to be in the right position because your goal is not this, your goal is then that, no? Yeah. So, and then you need in the body shape, your feet shape, your shoulder shape, your hand and your arms need to be in the right shape. And that's how you try to think. And then moving from A to B quick, and then being in the right position and still have the right technical shape and the balance and reactions. You know, it's easy to talk about, but you as a coach are important to have this vision too.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. Yeah. John, this has been incredible to listen to you, especially obviously the Liverpool stories and that. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on. Everyone, John Achterberg, it's been incredible. Thank you very much.
No problem.
This has been a Yours Mine Away podcast with me, Mark Howard. Please make sure you hit subscribe. Thanks a lot, guys.
What a save from Mark Howard.